Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I will be comparing unique AINZ to unique AIZEN. They are both insanely strong, one placement sequence that can carry winter event on mostly debuffs. In my last video, it took about 700 rerolls to get unique on my AINZ. Since I don't have AIZEN yet, I brought a friend who has unique on his. Without further talking, let's get straight to it. First is their cost. AINZ costs 10,000 to place, and roughly 300,000 to max. On the other hand, AIZEN costs an astonishing 25,000 to place, and 500,000 to max. This makes them insufficient for modes with less waves, such as Infinity Castle. Now let's compare their stats with full buffs. AIZEN has substantially more damage than AINZ, and noticeably lower SPA than AINZ. However, their range is pretty much the same. In addition, AIZEN is hybrid on placement, while AINZ at max upgrade is full AoE and can only hit ground. On placement, AIZEN is given his ability that makes all enemies on the map, including bosses, stunned for 5 seconds, whilst any enemy 35% health or lower to a fragile state, and this has a 6-minute cooldown. AINZ gets his ability at the 7th upgrade, which starts at 12-second countdown, and at 0, any enemy in his range will take 5 times of his damage, and this has a 2-minute cooldown. AIZEN's ability is much more potent than AINZ's, despite the cooldown being 4 minutes longer. Next is their passive abilities, which are automatic when you place them. AINZ's passive is Shade Birth. He summons a Shade Birth after taking down an enemy. With a maximum of 3 Shade Births, the Shade Birth will have 5x of his displayed damage. Keep in mind, damage boosts from Elfie, Wind Dragon, or Idol do not affect the amount of HP the Shade Birth spawns with, but Griffin and Commander increase the amount of damage Shade Birth does when colliding with an enemy. Shade Birth does not do dark damage like AINZ. Instead, they only do physical. This makes AINZ an extremely strong summoner who can clean up enemies that get past the front line, including flyers. AIZEN's passive is Transcending Heavenly Pressure. Enemies struck by him with 15% health or less, excluding bosses, enter a fragile state, making them vulnerable to being defeated by a single hit from any source. Keep in mind, enemies with purple health bars will say fragile on it and have a text in full black saying shattered when this activates. This can significantly speed up wave clears, especially against tanky enemies that typically require multiple attacks to take down. Now let's discuss how to obtain these guys. AINZ can be acquired by evolving 3 Overlord Mythicals, and then sacrificing them to the staff to awaken AINZ. While this process is extremely tedious and time-consuming, it guarantees you'll obtain him in the end. On the other hand, AIZEN, who I personally suspect might be a myth, has a drop rate of 1 in 80,000 from Winter Stars. I don't know how you guys are getting 2 of him when I can't even get 1. Not to mention, I saw a level 10 with AIZEN the other day, like, bro, you can't even do Winter Event yet? How is it even possible? Anyways, I forgot to mention my AINZ is level 110, and his AIZEN is also level 110. However, we have different substats. Now, let's review their pros and cons. AINZ pros: high damage per second, full AoE, strong summons, decent active ability, and somewhat easy to obtain. As for his cons, expensive, obtaining him is time-consuming, and mediocre without unique. For AIZEN's pros: extremely high damage per second, hybrid, and strong active ability. As for his cons, exceptionally expensive, hard to obtain, and he's mediocre without unique. Is that a unique Bulma and a divine Speedwagon? That's got to be lucky and unlucky at the same time. So, who's the winner? Overall, unique AIZEN takes the win since he's insanely busted, and I don't think there's going to be any unit outclassing him anytime soon. His ability to dominate in both damage output and versatility sets him apart from the competition. Unique AINZ, while not as overwhelmingly powerful as unique AIZEN, is still an incredibly overpowered unit. He excels in carrying the winter event and remains a solid unique for any team composition. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe because I'm going to be consistently uploading more peak content. Also, big thanks to C1X for helping me make this video, since I can't get AIZEN. Wish you guys luck, especially to all the free-to-play players out there.